Alright, what's up everybody? That's not what I was supposed to do on this one. Helps when you click the right buttons. So how's everybody doing? How many people we got in here? 2 people. Jeez, that's it? That's all that showed up? Alright. Well, I guess if that's the case, just shut it down and head on home, right? Just kidding. Okay, so we're going to start with discussing where we're at in development here. Let's see. So, development-wise, we are... How far along is the art? Artwork's almost all done. We've got about 15 cards left, and they're all configuration cards and support cards, so they're pretty easy art pieces to get done. They're essentially modifications or slight alterations. We're still making a game. Yeah, you're funny. Hey, what's up, Del? Fantago, thank you guys for joining. That's all, folks. So, yeah, we're definitely still making the game. Haha, funny. Yeah, the art's almost all the way done. Game modes, obviously we're doing single player PvP. We're doing rules right now for draft mode, and the draft mode kind of entails this so far. Essentially there's going to be an event kit that is good for both draft and sealed, and that draft kit, or the event kit per se, if I say the right things, the event kit will basically have copies of all 7 pilots, their matching cores, and all the starting equipment and weapons for those, the Chronos that are involved in that, and there are 7 total. So that does include the starter deck pilots and their Chronos and their cores and weapons and equipment and stuff, right? So essentially what will happen is draft play setup, you will choose that stuff last, okay? It doesn't matter if you're watching YouTube or Twitch, to be honest. Either one's fine. It shows me how many people are on both, so it's fine either way. Back to the event kit. So essentially in draft, what would happen is you would get your 6 packs. Um, Normal draft type stuff where you're going to be, you know, take a card, pass the pack, blah blah blah. Same kind of deal, right? Once packs are done, that's it. Um, the difference is if there's not a pilot and a core and starting equipment in there that you want, you have the ability to go grab any of the matching chassis type of that core or pilot or equipment, however you want to mix and match. So say you want to play heavy and you pulled like a core and 2 pieces of equipment, you can go get your other equipment and your pilot out of the little pack that has everything in it. Okay, so then you'll do that. You'll base your deck construction fully around a heavy type chassis, just like you normally would. I'm not sure on restrictions as far as that goes yet. I don't think we're gonna really have any, just because the standard deck size right now that we're aiming for is like a 30 to 40 card minimum instead of the 50. We may be able to get. Hey, what's up, Danny? Thanks for joining in, man. We may be able to get to a point where we can do 50, but I don't know. They're 12 pack or 12 cards in a pack, so you're getting 60 cards. I think 50 is kind of pushing it, even with giving you the options with starting equipment and core and pilots and stuff like that. So we're aiming for like a 30 to 40 card minimum. Let's see. Yeah, standard deck rules apply aside from deck building. So for the 6-pack buy-in, it would be an 8-player pool. So what would happen is your LGS would, or you would, if you have a group of 8 people that you're playing with, either way, it doesn't matter. You'd open 2 boxes. 48 of those packs are going to be assigned to players, which leaves 12 packs left over. You do 3 rounds, and then every person that wins gets a pack. And that makes up the 12 remaining packs to give you a full 2 boxes, right? So 2 boxes gets you a full draft event. At an LGS, there will be participation promos in those event kits. They will be handed out after round 1 to every player that participates. There will be top 3 get a winner card in draft play. That's what we're aiming for. Okay. So sealed, what's the difference, right? I mean, I feel like most people are pretty tuned into what the difference between sealed and draft is, but just in case, it's still going to be a 6-pack buy-in. Your chassis type is actually ignored for sealed play. You can mix whatever crazy combinations you want, right? You want to run a heavy pilot and a lightweight core? Go for it. You want a mix and mash of all your starting equipment? Go for it. You want a mix and mash of all your equipment in your deck? Go for it. This will give us the ability to do a 40 to 50 card minimum in these decks. Yes, you will still be able to pull from the pool of those event kit cards, only if you don't draw a starting equipment, core, or pilot though. That's the only way. If you get a piece of Mark II equipment or Mark I equipment that's a 2-handed weapon, and you don't want to use 2-handed weapons, well, shit out of luck. You're running a 2-handed weapon. So that's the way that'll roll. So essentially, again, you're ignoring deck building rules as far as chassis type, so it's a mix and mash of kind of everything that you want to do. 40 to 50 card minimum. We'll kind of see where we fill out there. You can use the event kit if somebody. Every player will get a pack for their first win. Participation promos again handed out after round 1. Top 3 get a winner card. The difference between draft and sealed will be. Did I just freeze up? Whoa. Come on, come back to me. My stuff froze. I don't know if anything else is froze. Dang it, come on. Kidding me? Oh, audio's working, but video's not? Oh, okay. Well, let me restart my camera real quick. This. That's weird. I don't know what the heck happened. Dun, 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 dun. Just doesn't like me today. Oh, there we go. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, no, it was just for whatever reason the webcam locked up. Okay, so the difference between the two, if I can remember where I was at now, in draft you can use your packs that you get to modify your deck. In sealed, what you start with is what you get, right? You're not modifying the deck. So each time you win the first time in sealed, you'll get a pack. After that, you get no more packs. You will get participation. If you're in top 3, you'll get a winner card. The remaining packs out of the box that are left over will go to the winner. Like, period. That is... I feel like sealed events are slightly more... I think they require a little bit more skill than a draft event does to win, in my opinion, just from playing through some. I'm sure other people have different opinions. We may... change how that's going to be. We may split it between top 2 or whatever, do kind of a heavier weight on first player that wins and whoever finishes second. But we'll get through that when we get through that. So that's the standard kind of outline for organized and sealed for now. Again, they'll both use 2 boxes, 48 packs to 8 players, and then you've got the packs left over for prizing. So that's standard single player PvP stuff, right? So we also have a 2v2 mode. People are just posting stuff in the chat. Okay, so we'll have a 2v2 team mode. We're working on that. It's kind of a modified version of standard play. Kind of ideas that we've been floating around for that would be like you would essentially share a shield total, but not a life total, between your Chronos and your pilots, and then it's kind of we've been throwing some ideas back and forth on whether or not we want to kind of reel in how deck building will work in that, and whether or not you'll have to have a limit on certain types of equipments and stuff like that. But I think at first we're essentially going to start with, you're going to have a shared shield value and not shared life value. So, or we may do it, I don't know. I think that's the way we decided to kind of try it. So that's what we're going to roll with it first on team mode and try that. Free for all, we've kind of played some already. We actually have like little modifiers, and I'll show you. It's kind of funny. So we have these little modifiers. So like this one is charge token, turn it in for +2 current charge. So like somebody can pay the charge cost to go grab this token or this card or whatever we decide to go with for these different things. Like this one's like as a gambler token. You pay 1, you roll a d6, you reduce the cost of your next equipment card or whatever card you want to play by half, round it down. So if you roll a 6, round it down from a 3, you're reducing the cost by 2. Or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's kind of the idea that we went with, and we've played it a few times, and it seems to go really well with 3 to 4 players. It's pretty fun too, so it's kind of a break in just a standard PvP situation, and it gives you a little more variance than something like what Star Wars does, where there's just, however many tokens in the middle, and if somebody gets it, everyone else is screwed. Like, there's enough tokens that will be in the middle in this that you could even set up almost like a draft situation where you have 8 different ones, and one person picks one, another person picks one, blah blah blah, and those are what end up in the middle. So you draft those pieces in, they sit there in the middle. Anybody can buy them. Once that piece gets used, it goes back into the pool. So you have to kind of figure out when you want to use it, and then at the end of your turn, it's going back in the pool anyway. Or the end of the round, sorry. Not the end of the turn. So like some of them you can hold on to for defense. Some of them you're going to want to use right away. Just kind of depends. We'll have, I'm sure we'll have quite a few that we're going to test and play. And That mode's way more for just kind of like fun. I'm hoping people really enjoy it and it'll take off too. So that's it for free for all mode. PvE. So I feel like this is the one that a lot of people are kind of waiting heavily on here, just to get some news on. We do have a single shot wave mode in testing that I've been testing, and we've had some of the play testers be able to test, and we've tweaked a few things here and there. I feel like it's in a pretty decent spot. There's definitely some things that are going to change and stuff like that, but we will have single shot wave modes that you'll be able to do. That'll be available as a print and play probably when the campaign launches. We'll have at least one or two of, or not launches, sorry, when everything gets to backers. So in the October-November area, we are aiming to have at least one of those wave modes available for you to try as a print and play, where you'll essentially download all the files to print off your own enemy cards and boss cards and stuff like that, and then you can try out, playing the wave mode, and that gives us a little more feedback too from people. The campaign mode, there's a lot of thoughts going and floating on that with kind of how we want to do it. Right now, the thought process on that is, initially it was thought to be like a true campaign mode, where essentially you would have like a book, and then you're gonna start with this boss, and then after you defeat them, you just kind of work your way down, right? And as you work your way down through those bosses and get to the kind of end situation, you will have accumulated like some type of currency for defeating and doing things in a wave, like a boss wave mode, right? So like, say you're fighting against a giant scorpion. If you achieve a certain number of things, like in a video game almost for achievements, you do certain things, or you take a certain amount of damage, or don't take a certain amount of damage, whatever the case may be. If those achievements are hit, you'll get like extra points to be able to buy cards from a marketplace of sorts. You would buy those cards, and then they would go to your hangar per se, and you can build your deck in between. Crest Rewards giving new equipment too. Yeah, it's definitely a huge possibility, and we talked about this. Fintago might be on board to come in and help with running the PvE stuff. Let's just say that. But right now, the thought process is, you would essentially get points. You'd be able to buy cards from the marketplace. They'd go into your hangar. You'd be able to modify your deck, move on to the next boss, right? So each boss is going to have like a rank associated with it. That rank is kind of determinant of whether or not you can play that boss with a certain level of equipment and stuff in your deck, right? So starting out in campaign mode, you will have mostly Mark 1 and Mark 2 equipment, and it'll work slightly different than PvP mode, where you can exchange different types of Mark 1 equipment, whereas obviously you can't in PvP. But that's another thing that would change for that, just to kind of give you some additional deck building options in there, so that you may start with certain stuff, but you'll be able to interchange that as you play through. So like, say a boss is rank D, you're going to play it on difficulty normal, and the boss is going to do certain things or draw a certain number of cards from like their mob deck and then their boss deck for their rank and level. Okay, it'll all be on the boss card. So as you increase players, that's for 1 player or 2 players. As you get past 2 players, they're going to draw an extra card for 3 player, an extra card on top of that for 4 player. So it will have scaling difficulty built into it, along with a backside that will be like a hard mode side for each one of those bosses and their ranks. Hey Sinclair, thanks for following, bro. So that's kind of how the boss wave and campaign mode would work. We've had some more discussions about actually having a choose your own adventure style campaign mode, where after you beat one boss or whatever, you would have the option of a couple different things, and then you would choose that option and move on to it in the campaign book, and then things would happen, and you might hit a certain boss, or whatever. Getting some Armored Core mech building vibes sounds fun. Yeah, for sure. That's what we've been aiming for here, is the big Armored Core stuff. So that's what campaign mode is kind of looking like and shaping up into. That's what we're shooting for, at least. That will not be a part of this Kickstarter. That would be a future thing that will either come out fully in LGSs, or if we have to, which I don't really want to, and I don't think we would need to run another Kickstarter for it, right? So we're trying to stay away from having to do another Kickstarter after this for anything. As far as that's concerned, let's move into what type of business model and approach are we taking as far as the game goes, right? So currently we're at 230 VIPs. That's really good for us. We've just started scaling marketing really in the past week. So we're starting to reach out into the European market, the UK market, which obviously those are the same thing, but EU and UK are obviously separated. So we have to target those markets both differently. We're targeting the Australian market and Japan as well as full in North America. So we started scaling internationally, getting really good feedback and marketing points off of all that. So we're just broke over 1,000 emails in our mailing list as well, and we have over 400 people signed up to be notified when our Kickstarter launches. So all that to say, we have 6 weeks to make another big push here, which we're planning on doing as far as marketing goes, getting the word out about the game. We hope to double or triple some of those numbers. Let's talk about kind of the business model, I would say, that we're taking, right? So we're a lot more player focused than we are collector focused. And that's not to say that we will not have cards that are worth collecting or that you can collect, right? But what I am saying is you're looking at a pack cost close to $4 a pack at MSRP. And it will have 12 cards in that pack. You'll get 5 commons, 4 uncommons, a guaranteed rare non-foil, and a guaranteed rare foil with a chance at a common, uncommon, rare starter deck foil card in that slot 11. Okay? In slot 12, you're either going to get a rare booster set, common, uncommon, rare, or a super rare in there. And then we also have a chance at a secret rare or an alternate art card in that last slot. So guaranteed hits in a box. A box is 30 packs, 12 cards per pack. So that's a lot of cards in a box. You do the math on $4 MSRP at 30 packs. You tell me what you think. Guaranteed hits in a box. Yes, we are essentially going to enforce this on our manufacturer. There will be at least 6 super rares in a box, period. You'll either get 2 alternate arts or 1 secret rare and 1 alternate art in a box. So either way, you're getting 2 big hits in a box guaranteed. Okay? There are boosted chances if you're buying larger quantities of boxes or cases as well. So we've got built in that you're going to get an extra super rare 1 in every 40 packs. You're going to get a chance at an extra alternate art 1 in every 80 packs, and an extra chance at a secret rare 1 in every 240 packs. Okay, so rarity breakdown just for the booster set. We're not really going to talk about the starter decks because all of those cards are guaranteed in the starter deck, so you're getting play sets of everything no matter what. Yeah, Del, I feel like 8 hits in a box is pretty good with chances at extras because like we're going to talk about the rarities here. So there's 39 commons, there are 47 uncommons, there are 24 rare cards, and there are 10 super rares in the set. Okay, out of those 10 super rares, there are 6 of those that are Mark IV cards. What? There's nothing happening on YouTube? That's weird. It says that it is. It says it's running. Oh no. Is it still glitched? No, it's gone. I had nothing happening. What are you talking about? Okay. Oh, like nobody people over there. Okay, that makes sense. So okay, so in the super rares, right? There's 10 of those in the booster set. 6 of those 10 are Mark IV cards. Those Mark IV cards, um, there's those are a limit 1 in your deck for equipment and weapons. So the majority of the super rare hits are one ofs. Okay, that's important to me because all the other cards are 3 ofs. Any of the Mark 1 or Mark 2 and Mark 3 cards, those are all 3 ofs. Any of the configurations and support cards, those are all 3 ofs. So I don't want people to have to buy extra booster boxes to try to get a 3 of really good cards, which are secret or are super rares, are not all of those. Alright? So the Mark IV cards that are super rares should be fairly easy to pick up since they're one ofs and you're getting at least 6 hits in a box. Okay? So the way I've kind of worked this out math wise is a case, which is 6 boxes, should get you a play set of everything you need. Okay? And that's not including secret rares and alternate art cards, which secret rares are just a special version of alternate art cards. Okay? Some of the secret rares are, you know, bot is still botting, but it's good. Yeah, bot is dumb. Fantago, are you planning on box toppers? I like all art toppers, but Fahimi hate unique promos that are only promos. We're not doing box toppers. The reason for not doing box toppers is I feel like we have really good hit rates to begin with. I don't think they're necessary. And I don't want box toppers to become this thing that someone feels like they need to hunt down extra boxes to try to hit a specific box topper. Cases will be 6 boxes. So 30 packs in a box, 12 cards per pack, 6 boxes in a case. Let's see. How's fulfillment going to work? What countries are we working with fulfillment wise? Obviously, what do the cards look like? Oh, yeah, I guess I could show that, right? So I'll show you. This is one of the older versions of a card, right? So these are the kind of like, this is kind of what you can expect from a like borderless card. So this is what one of the kind of alternate art versions would look like in the booster set. This side would have foil on it, whereas this one does not. But as you can see on this side, this one is selective hollowed, which is what you would expect from any of the foil cards in our entire set. They'll all be selective hollow like that. Yeah, I mean, we could do a box topper, but I don't know. It just feels kind of gimmicky to me, but that's also because we're doing a Kickstarter backer pack, okay? So that backer pack would essentially have all of the borderless versions of all of the core cards and pilot cards. So you're getting a guaranteed 14 cards in that backer pack just for backing at any level from the like starter deck bundle up. You're getting that backer pack. And that's going to be the only way you can even get those borderless hollow versions of those core cards. Just FYI. is by supporting the game. They'll only be in those backer packs. So that's kind of where we're at with that. What countries are we looking to fulfill? It's going to be North America, the UK and EU, Australia, Japan is what we're looking at. I'm good without toppers. I was just curious. Never loved toppers as a concept. When they exist, all art is fine, but hated when Magic did they only printed as box toppers once nonsense. Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't want to do it, and I just thought it'd be cool to do like the Kickstarter exclusive backer pack for people. You'll get all those cards in one backer pack just for backing the game as a big thank you, and it is kind of is what it is. They'll be Kickstarter exclusive to that, so if you want them, that's how you get them. Let's talk about distribution partners. I guess I should say fulfillment and distribution partners, right? So we're in talks with a company here in the United States for fulfillment and post-Kickstarter distribution. That's kind of in our court, I would say. We have the contract. We've kind of looked it over. We have a pretty good idea of you know, whether or not we're going to go with them or not. I'm leaning towards yes pretty heavily. And then we also have GAMA coming up, which is the Games Manufacturers Association. It's a big convention. We'll be heading down there and taking all of our data with us, and hopefully sitting down and having some discussions with some other larger distribution companies here in the United States, like Alliance and Southern Hobby and kind of some of those other people. So do we have distribution partners? Yes. We're also in ongoing talks with a possible partner in the UK who would be our fulfillment partner for the UK and EU. There is an LGS that we know of and have had talks with preliminary about possibly using them as a fulfillment partner for Australia and Japan if we get enough people that back over there and it makes sense to do so. Speaking of the Kickstarter campaign, what is our campaign goal? We're looking at $50,000 as our campaign goal. I feel like that's a good spot for us. That'll essentially cover everything we need to have covered as far as minimum order quantities on all the things that we're looking to offer and provide to everyone, and give us extra that we'll be able to send off for distribution partners to have stock on their end, both in the United States and in the UK and EU. Will there be stretch goals? Yes. We have 9 ideas currently for stretch goals. Those may change, obviously, within the next 6 weeks. Some of them are more realistic than others, I would say. Just to be honest, I have a pretty good expectation of where the data says that we're going to land as far as support from backers. Pickles. That's random. Pickles what? But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at there. What are we looking at as far as the Kickstarter run, right? So Kickstarter launches on March 18th. It's going to be a 30-day campaign. The backer kit will launch as soon as we can. Oh, pickles is a stretch goal idea. I'm sure people would love pickles delivered to their house. Oh god. So yeah, backer kit will launch as soon as possible. There will be late pledges open, and at the same time that the backer kit is open for another 30 days. And then after everything's closed and all of the funding gets dispersed and everything, we'll be able to essentially send everything off right away to our manufacturing partners. We're looking at having product back in the United States between October and November. We're thinking it will definitely be closer to that October or even late September that we may get stuff back. So we think delivery in November is kind of worst case scenario for us right now, and that's kind of where we want to keep the worst case scenario. We don't want to run into shipping and delivery during holiday periods, so we really want to get everybody everything before or during October. Obviously, sooner the better. So it's kind of where we're at with that. Assume you're only printing in English to start. Yes, that is absolutely true, unless we end up with, you know, some crazy amount of backers from, you know, Mexico or another country that needs France for per se. I don't know. Like, we've had quite a bit of interest from people in France, especially a couple shops that have reached out. We've had some interest from people in Romania from shops that have reached out. So there's definitely international interest in the game, which is very exciting. 6 months minimum fulfilling is normal. Yeah, that's kind of what we figured. 2 to 3 months for everything. Japan just needs a mech game. Yeah, they do. They need a better mech game. Let's just say that. Deck box was pretty sweet. Yeah, I can show that off. So the thing with the deck boxes is the deck boxes are kind of a sore subject for me. I'm not going to lie. The MOQ on these deck boxes, which is minimum order quantity, is not fantastic. So the deck boxes, which you can see here, your card, your pilot can slide right in there with a the fantastic little case that I don't have on me. Of course I don't. Yeah, so you'll be able to slide it in there, and then, you know, the top of the box got this little gold foil. It's pretty sweet. The sides pop down, and you can have your core card on this side. This one folds up. Other side also has, so you can have 2 cores in here just in case for deck building. And then the kicker is that the back of this pops off and is a token box or dice box, whatever you want to use it for. So there you go. But yeah, the minimum order quantity on these is not friendly, to say the least. So sadly, we've had to make this a stretch goal, and if we hit that stretch goal, which I think we will, but it basically has to be a stretch goal just with their minimum order quantities and what it would take on our end and stuff like that. But if we hit the minimum order quantity, there are some tiers that will automatically be granted the deck box, essentially as a thank you for hitting that stretch goal. And then for everyone else not in those specific tiers, it will open up the ability for them to go in and add the deck box to their order if they want. Or they can just move up to the next tier if it makes sense for them, that it's automatically included. So there are options there as far as that goes as well. Sleeves. I don't know how I feel about sleeves yet, still. You would think I would know by now. I don't think they're worth what they cost. I don't think enough people use them to make them worth it. I don't think there's quality enough sleeves out there that are custom sleeves that people would gravitate towards instead of just using their own preferred sleeve manufacturer like Dragon Shield or Katana or, you know, name any others. Yeah, I know, I don't do it. Yeah, I'm very much leaning towards the don't do it. The playmats are a different thing altogether. I don't know if any of you have seen the playmats. Oh, I thought I had one up. I do. So these will be Kickstarter. Go back far enough. Ooh. These are Kickstarter exclusive mats. They're pretty sweet. There will be different variants of this where you can see kind of in the center here, you can see Pegasus in the background there with a little danger and warning and stuff. So we'll probably do a couple variants with different mechs in the background there. And that's kind of how we'll do that, but these will all be Kickstarter exclusive as well. What else do we need to talk about? We've already discussed the Kickstarter, all that stuff. Got a couple questions from supporters that were asked. Jared said, what is the plan for the business model after Kickstarter? Will each release be on Kickstarter, or are you working on distribution and LGS support? So let's kind of go over the philosophy of how this will work, right? I'm not crazy. I understand we're obviously a small company. We're not going to catch the eye of local shops right away, as much as I would love to say that we would. We'll see how that's going to go. I think a lot of our play is going to revolve around kind of webcam tournaments initially, as we work to get our foothold in the door with distribution and LGS and prove that we have a quality product and game system that people really enjoy. I think we can make strides in that in the first year, especially. We do have some really great partners in Best Coast Pairings, and What is this bot thing doing? It's making all sorts of weird crap. But we do have some great partners in both Best Coast Pairings, who is our tournament software organizer, and they're putting together the deck builder for us that everyone will be able to use. All of the statistics that you're going to need will be able to be pulled from that site, because all of the tournament organization is paired with everyone's decks that they're going to use and their deck lists in there. It gives us tons of feedback and data for our end and for the players to see what types of cards and decks are having winning strategies compared to ones that aren't, and against which other decks are they having those winning strategies against, and which decks aren't they. So it gives us another feedback tool to be able to use and implement on changes we may or may not need to make in future sets to either help boost certain play styles or kind of pare back or not give even more support to for already winning play styles, right? So I don't want to have to get in a situation where we're banning stuff constantly or doing erratas or anything like that. We're trying to stay away from that as much as possible. Obviously, this is just the first set, but development on set 2 has already started as far as laying out all of our ideas for things and kind of the way that the next set of chronos are going to operate, I would say, and those play styles that they're going to use. Bruno asked, will you bring more types of mechs to the game, like those from Titanfall, for example? Honestly, I was never an Xbox guy. I didn't play Titanfall. I've obviously seen the commercials and stuff. Yeah, it is. So there was no other option for any other type of game stream. So I had to pick Pokemon, and I thought, well, maybe people will pop in and be like, what's this crap? So yeah, like, I don't really know much about Titanfall, but we will have different types of mechs for sure. We'll have, I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, I think. But yes, there will be different styles of mechs in the future instead of just what you see in set 1. Yeah, so we'll go with that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to, everybody that's in the chat right now, if you're in the Discord, type in your Discord name so that I can add you to a list real quick, and then I'm going to send everybody a random card out of my fancy little box here that has all sorts of sample cards and such in it, right? Let's see, I'll pick a random one just to show you. So these are the very original style cards that we had. So this was the card back. Sorry about that. This was the original card back that we had before we switched to the new one, which obviously looks like this. So quite the difference. I think one is obviously better than the other, and you can obviously tell that one of them was designed by me and one of them was not. Let's just say that. Here is what the original sample cards look like. Man, this is tricky. So as you can see, if I turn it the right way, the entire breakdown on this equipment card is vastly different. So we no longer use anything down in that bottom left-hand corner like that, or the word permanent, or have anything called everlasting life. Play cost is obviously in the same area, but nothing else is really the same. Yeah, the OG packs were great. Yeah, they were fun to rip, that's for sure. So like your cost down in that bottom right-hand corner that says 1, that was the cost of your first ability. It was very not intuitive, to say the least, but these cards are super cool. They hold a special place in my heart. I'll put that one back. Let me show you. I'll show you the very first card that we ever had test printed. This is back from like 2020. This is the Allura Necris sample print. You can see the hollow pop. But again, this is even more derivative, I would say, as far as graphic design goes. There is no card back because there wasn't one that was wasn't designed yet. Does anybody else have any questions? Oh, I'll show you an example real quick, right? So this may not be currently what a secret rare looks like, but this is an example of what a secret rare could look like that you may or may not hit in packs. So yes, there are landscape versions of weapons that are secret rares, and they'll all be selective hollow like that. They obviously don't look like this anymore, but nevertheless, still pretty sweet. Let's see. Like, do I have anything else cool I can show you guys? Like, I've got all the sample cards, but that's no fun. I'm gonna send you guys some sample cards, so. Looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If anybody else is in stream, it looks like we have more people than that. If you have put your Discord name in, and I'm gonna be reaching out to everybody and sending them a sample card out of my little box. Did I miss anything on the discussions? I don't think so. No, we didn't. We got everything. So let me show you. I'll show you something cool here real quick. I don't know where to go. There it is. So I know I kind of talked a little bit about like the distribution. Why do I keep getting stuff in my freaking teeth? I don't understand. Talked a little bit about distribution of the different rarities and such. So here's kind of our initial thought on what you can expect. As you can see here, each card slot, the different type of cards that are in that slot, and you've got your weighted chances at how much percentage of a pull you're going to get in a specific slot of a specific type of card. Did you have dice, or was I thinking of Gundam? No, that's Gundam. We don't have dice. We try to stay away from dice. I will show everyone the dials and tokens here in a second as well. So those are another thing that we'll have. So as you see here, you've got a 100% chance of hitting a common in that slot, obviously. In slot 11, or is that 12? That's slot 12. You got a 30% chance of hitting a common foil. You have a 25% chance of hitting a common starter foil, and so on and so forth. You can kind of see the different ratios and chances you have of hitting a card. You get over here. Oh no! I'm not supposed to show that. Jeez, oh Pete, don't look at that. You're not allowed to see that. I just boofed that whole thing. Can't see that. Showing everybody how many secret rares and alternate arts there are. Jeez, now I'm gonna have to make new ones just to throw everybody off. Anyway. Yeah, you're welcome for that. See what I get for trying to be nice and show people stuff. Let's see. What else was I? Oh, I was gonna show you guys the other stuff. I have a hair or a fuzzy in my mouth. I got it finally. Jeez. We've got dude's face, high tech screen transition, and static Excel spreadsheet. The number was 4. Yeah, that was it. The number was 4. All right, so these are the life and shield dials. The numbers will be interchangeable. So like you'll have a clicker essentially that lets you change these numbers independently, all four. They work on two different dials, which you can obviously see because there's little ball bearings in there. Those are pretty sweet. So the rest of this will get filled in. Obviously, there's going to be different designs and stuff that happen in these other areas as well. What are we doing? I forgot I have buttons over here. So that's that. As far as the tokens go, I thought I had like a whole layout of the tokens. Now I'm slightly annoyed. Doesn't look like I do. Why don't I? Interesting. Do they have a satisfying click when they turn? They better, or I'm sending them back. That's all I'll say about that. These are the tokens that you'll see. They go. They'll go up here on the bar, right? So one of them will be your max core charge, and one of them will be for your current core charge. So these are the token designs that we came up with to use for the tokens on the track for your energy. And if you stick around when we play a game, you'll kind of see how that whole system works as well. We have a bunch of other tokens too. I'm trying to find them. God, this art is gonna ruin my wallet. I'm ready. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff, man. Like it's we've come a long way in the past 3 years. That is for sure. Let me see if I can find the other tokens real quick, because it's starting to drive me nuts that I can't. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. I found him. Which one is this? This one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, ignore some of the colors on these. Some of these colors have already changed, but so what you'll get is obviously like these are the far right ones over here. These are the ones that I just showed you that'll be blue instead of this black. So they'll be blue and yellow and double-sided, and then anything that's yellow will match that other color. The dial color matches exactly the same as well. And then I turned the music off. That's fine. It's probably fine. Oop, I didn't mean to. Sorry. And then you'll have these generic +1, +2 tokens that you can use for all sorts of different stuff. Like if you're doing extra damage, like you hit, I hope we get a self-destruct sequence card. And I really hope someone finds a way to break it. I don't know. There's some crazy cards in this set. I'm not gonna lie. I think you guys will be pretty happy with it. But we've got like all the different status tokens that you'll need. So this is lockout, firewall. This is short circuit. This is virus. This is, I believe, rootkit. Yeah, I think it's rootkit. And we'll kind of go through some of those, you know, when we play here in a little bit too. We're just kind of waiting on Corey to get home, corn dog. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But yeah, so these have changed slightly. These actually have like dimples in the artwork or where the painting is. And essentially what those dimples do is it lets it hold on to the paint and leave a little more detail in these areas where we wanted it, just because the tokens are fairly small. Come back over, I'll show you a picture of some of them on the cards. Dun, 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 dun. Or I won't, because they weren't in the same place for some stupid reason. Oh no, they were. They were down here. Holy smokes. All over the place. Okay, so you can kind of see the size compared to the card here. I feel like they're a pretty good size. You tell me, what do you guys think? They are double-sided as well. Especially these +1, +2s, they'll all be double-sided. You will get like obviously more than one of the generic tokens that you need. Like the +1s and the +2s, you'll get 4 generic reminder tokens, and you'll get 1 of every status token. So You know what we could do? Do you guys want to kind of talk about the Kickstarter tiers? You guys want to hear about that? I won't. We're not gonna talk prices on the Kickstarter tiers yet, because I don't have all my quotes back. But I can at least give you an idea of what's in them. Yeah, I gotta go, but this will be on the background. Oh poo. Okay, so let's have a look and talk about the Kickstarter tiers real quick. And of course, I wasn't logged in because I wasn't sure if I was going to do this. Talk into that mic and I'll hear you out. What? You can't hear me? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, so we have a starter deck bundle that is obviously starter decks. You'll have each one, so you'll get Griffin, Pegasus, and Tiamat in a bundle. We're currently in discussions to make a custom box that those three would come in. If you back at this level, they would kind of be like, it would have some cool art to it. It'd essentially be like a collector's piece for getting the starter decks as a bundle. We have a premium starter deck bundle, which would include the starter decks, and then the acrylic token bundle, and the acrylic life and shield dial, a single playmat of your choice, and then there will be the standard things that you would also get, like oh man, sorry, I keep burping, it's driving me nuts. There'd be the standard things that you would get to, like all the stretch goals that are applicable, backer kit access, and then backer pack. So any of these tiers, you're going to get a backer pack, a minimum of one, and then access to all that other stuff plus the stretch goals. We'll have a booster box and starter deck bundle. Obviously comes with, you know, just the starter deck bundle and then a full booster box. Then we have a 2-player premium starter deck bundle. That comes with 2 of every starter deck, 2 sets of acrylic tokens, 2 of the acrylic life and shield dials, your choice of 2 single-player playmats, and then a Kickstarter exclusive 2-player playmat as well. And then we'll have a tier that is a case of booster boxes, just flat out 1 case. And then we have some special tiers that we start naming. This is the Realm Artifice tier. It comes with each one of the starter decks, obviously, so you're getting that starter deck bundle, 1 of the token bundle, 1 of the shield and dials, 1 single player playmat, 2 booster cases, and then it comes with 4 uncut sheets. 2 of those will be hollow, 2 of them will be non-hollow. They will be entirely random which ones you get. Then there's the Realm Caster Pledge. You get 2 sets of all the starters, all of the acrylics, and then you get 7 playmats. So currently that is the thought, is that we'll have 7 individual Kickstarter exclusive playmats in that same style, just with different mechs in the background, 1 for each one of the mechs that's obviously in the game. And you'll get the 2-player mat. You get 4 booster box cases, 6 uncut print sheets, and then you get 2 backer packs, because this is designed to be split between 2 people, essentially, is what this is designed for, if you want. Or you can get it all yourself. It's whatever you want to do. And then we have a store owner pledge. That pledge comes with 16 of each of the starter decks, 16 acrylic bundles. It actually comes with 16 backer packs, so that if someone pledges through their store, they're going to get a backer pack as well. And then it comes with 8 cases of booster boxes in that pledge as well. And that will only be available to stores that can prove their brick and mortar stores, LGSs, and they'll also get those event kits that we talked about. So they'll get enough for those 8 cases. And then the last tier that we have is the Realm Necros Pledge. This is essentially you get everything pledge. There will only be 5 of these. Yeah, there's only gonna be 5 of these because these come with sample card packs. Each one has 10 packs that it gets. So I only have a limited amount of sample pack cards left, obviously. Otherwise, I would allow more than 5 people to get these if they wanted them. But that's the Big Daddy pledge. You're essentially going to get everything you could ever imagine. You'll have an uncut sheet of every single card in the game. You get 10 cases, so 60 boxes. You'll have every card pretty well guaranteed in the game. Yeah, so you'll get everything with that. But those are the pledges right now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 different pledges for non-store tier stuff. If you have any questions about those or any concerns about those, feel free to let me know. Do we need to talk about anything else? I don't know. Probably not, right? Should be pretty good. 10 cases, salivates. Yes, that pledge comes with 10 cases of cards, which is absurd to me, but there's practically no chance that you will not get you won't get the cards. Which is basically what I know a couple people have asked for. Can we just have a pledge where we're guaranteed everything? So that's the pledge. I don't know if anybody's gonna want one or not. I've been told that the cost that I put on it is probably not enough from people around me that have seen the current pricing. I will just say that, like, all of my pricing leans heavily towards I would much rather people play the game and enjoy the game and be able to grow the game than me trying to make a bunch of money up front and fill my pockets and never do anything again. Like, that's not the plan. We want to grow the game. We want to make this as big as we possibly can, and that's the goal. Like, I want people to enjoy this. I didn't work on this game for 5 years to do a Kickstarter, give people their stuff, and then walk out of the door and say thank you. Like, I want everything, but don't want to open 10 cases. Yeah, well, find some friends. I bet they'll help. I want the 15% stock vested option. Oh my god. Well, the evaluation on that would probably be pretty minimal since we have no annual revenue. So your 15% buy-in would be pretty cheap technically, right? I mean, if you know what? I can't be doing that. Guys, marketing is expensive. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I'm gonna get stuff kind of set up here real quick so that when Corey gets home, we can hop on and play. Where am I going? Oh, he just texted me. That's funny. Where am I going? Are you... okay. I have to turn myself on in the Discord. That sounded super dirty. I have to get into the Discord chat. Not video chat. My god, what am I talking about? I need to see where the Discord is hooked up to, actually. I want to say it's in Learn to Play. I hope it's in Learn to Play. We shall see. We're gonna boot up the old... Whoa, Tabletop Simulator crashed. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. I guess let's get rid of a few things. Make sure we don't have anything else open that we don't need to open. Dun, dun, dun. Set 2 and then there were kaiju. So set 2, yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Like I said, there's already things in the works for set 2. The plan is obviously get set 1 to everyone that we can, get set 1 into LGSs and shops, and have product, ready for everyone to be able to get after the fact as well. We would then like to have 2 sets per year is the goal, plus a campaign box once per year. Webcam events are going to go hard. Yes, I sure hope so. That is the plan. I think we can do some really cool stuff with those. I'll take blue just in case. Go here. Alright, I'm going to turn over to this. You don't have to look at my ugly mug the whole time. Hopefully Corey figures out where he's going. Let me make sure. Nope, it's in. Oh man. Why do I keep doing this? Keep going to the wrong. I lied. We're in Hangout. We gotta go to Hangout, my bad. Alright. Why am I reverbing on your stuff? Uh-oh. Why is it not working? What the heck? Once Corey talks, you guys go. Oh, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Give me a second to put audio through my headphones.
Oh, you're good. So we were going to try to run a couple of the new decks tonight, and I ran out of time. I was trying to get everything else around and ready to go for matches tonight, and just having an outline of being able to talk. But we're going to run through a full game here, and I'm probably going to lose, just to let you know, because it's apparently what I like to do when I play games with people, even though I made the game. It's a bad habit I have. If anybody has any questions throughout this, please feel free to ask. Type it in, please, because I don't have any other way of really seeing any of the other comments right now. Unless you actually say something in the chat. I can't see it on Discord if you're typing in there, which doesn't look like anybody is, so I just checked my phone real quick. What deck do you guys want me to run? Choose. Tiamat, Griffin, or Pegasus? Who do you want to see? Griff. Not Tiamat. Why not Tiamat? What's wrong with Chunky Boy? Did that just pop up for everybody? It says congratulations, you've received 100 messages today on your chat. It feels like an insult, actually. It's probably the first time that's ever happened. Everybody says Griffin so far. That's fine. I'll run Griffin.
Alright, can you hear me?
I can indeed. Can everybody else hear Corey? It looks like they should be able to, judging from your audio mixer bar. Yeah, we can hear. Okay, cool. Alright, they want me to play Griffin. You can obviously play whoever you want.
They said not Tiamat?
They just didn't want me to play Tiamat.
Oh, we can play not Tiamat at all. I can just use Pegasus.
Yeah, you can.
What's this king?
What's what? It's just not loaded for you yet, Goofy.
Came off as a king.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. I'm not really sure why. It's just like if it loads in crackly, like slowly.
I need to have you.
Use the plus symbol next to your
Yeah,
backspace.
Hold on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Alright, so anatomy of a card. We got lightweight, chassis, top left, pilot name, and then in the top right we've got their life total. You've got your pilot and artifice tag, which is their realm, and you've got their ability there, which is active main, so that's anytime during your turn when you're not attacking you can trigger that. On the bottom left you have your artist name, you got your Chrono Studios stuff, you have your card identification number. So this is starter deck 1, card number 1 out of 33. It is an uncommon. And then the 9 over in the bottom right is the set icon, which is War of the Nine Realms. Move over to the core. It's got a matching lightweight chassis, obviously the Griffin core. 20 for the shield value, same core name. And, jeez, sorry. Matching artifice, and then its main ability there is trigger every stack of short circuit on an opponent during your active main phase. Then you've got the little overclock ability down there. It says if your shields are a 0 or when you play a Mark IV card, essentially you can trigger that overclock, flip the card over, and then on overclock you get to go get something special depending on which one you're playing. On this one, it's a two-handed ranged weapon, and you can equip it right away for free if you want. You can do that on your opponent's turn as soon as they put you to 0 shield, or you can wait until your main phase and trigger that on your main phase by flipping the card and going and getting it. And then you've got access to this active main ability and the counter attack here. So that's the important stuff for your pilot and your core. You've got your starting weapon. You can either have one two-handed weapon, ranged or melee, or you can have two one-handed weapons, ranged or melee. It's a mix or match on each. Doesn't really matter. They all have individual abilities. You've got your play cost in the upper left, which none of your starter equipment or weapons will have a play cost, obviously, because they begin on the field. And they also have a damage total for your weapons in the upper right-hand corner there. On scrap means that if there's a card in play that has an on scrap plus more than 0, if you play a Mark III weapon on top of a Mark II, the Mark II weapon goes to the trash, and you will trigger that on scrap to gain +1 current charge. So you'll see that happen, I'm sure, in this game. Equipment, play cost, obviously top left, mark value over in the left, chassis type over in the left. Equipment must match your pilot and your core. So we've got lightweight on all this. This is your visor, it's got an ability. Got your gauntlets, it's got an ability. Here's your greaves, it has an ability. You'll also see that all of these in the upper right hand corner say +1. That +1 is your max core charge. So you add up whatever the top card's value is on top of these. So we've got a +1 on all the top cards showing. So we started a max core charge of 3. Shuffle our deck. Then we're gonna roll to see who goes first. I got a 7. What did you get? 9?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so Corey's gonna go first, so then we're gonna draw 5 cards each. Corey has to, or your opponent has to, whoever's going first, has to declare how many cards they're going to mulligan first, because they won. After they decide how many cards they're going to mulligan, you then decide how many you're going to mulligan and tell them. So, like, I have a pretty good idea. He typically gets rid of 2 or 3. You're getting rid of 4 this time. Okay. So when he gets rid of those, he's going to draw off the top of his deck, and then he's going to put all the other cards back in his deck and shuffle. Since he got rid of 4, I am actually going to... I'm starting second, so I actually start with 1 extra current core charge on my turn. So that's going to kind of determine what I'm going to do here, and I will show you the cards I have in my hand. This is my opening hand. So in my opinion, once we get to this one over here, it's pretty obvious what I'm keeping. And then it's pretty obvious what I'm going to get rid of, because I don't need them to start the game. So we're going to get rid of 2 cards. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Then we're going to shuffle. I'll show you what I have in my hand real quick. So this is what I drew new. So we got that. This is a new one. and this is a new one. Alright, so we'll start turn 1. I'm going to set my pilot life to 8, not 7. Corey's already got his set over here for his Pegasus, and he's going to go ahead and start us off.
Alright, I'm going to start by voiding 1.
Okay, so voiding at the beginning of one of your turns, even though first player doesn't draw first, you can essentially take a card from your hand, put it down over here in your void face down, and then draw one new card off the top at the beginning of each of your turns.
Alright, I'm going to start by paying 1 to upgrade my trees. I'm going to pay 1 for Catastrophic Blow.
Okay. So Catastrophic Blow is a configuration card. You'll see in the upper left-hand corner it's blue. That denotes that. It also shows on the left-hand side configuration, and it says gauntlets or weapon. It can attach to any weapon or your gauntlets, obviously. And we've even got the iconography there so that it matches up for you. On reveals do not tap the card when they come into play. You automatically get those. Anything that says on reveal or on play happen, and do not tap the card. However, on attack, if he wants to use that during his attack phase, he will have to pay for it, and it will tap both the configuration and his weapon when he declares using it. Anything else?
You can attack with the weapon, right? And activate Power Burst at the same time?
Correct, because you declare the attack before tapping it. It opens the on attack window, and then you can declare the on attack ability on that configuration, and then it taps that slot out.
Pay 1 for no, no, no.
I should go and open up here's the turn flow if you'd like to see it. So you got reset phase, draw phase, main phase. The attack is a sub phase of the main phase, and then you've got your end phase. So attack sub phase, we'll go through that once we start attacking and stuff. So he played another configuration down, which lets him draw another one, and then he could do lockout if he wanted to, which he doesn't have enough core charge to do it, so it doesn't matter. But it also gives him access to Overshield 3, which is pretty important for him.
Last turn.
Alright, so beginning of second player turn, like I said, you're going to start out 4 current charge because you're going second. You also get to draw, and then you can void as well. So we have 2 of these, so we're going to void one of them. Put it down over here. We draw 1 more card. And now you can see we've kind of got some stuff cooking here. Like to see this. Now second player also does not get to attack first, so we kind of want to get out to as much core charge as we can get. So we're going to go ahead and play our Mark III visor down. It's going to use up all 4 of our current core charge, but it gives us a +3 instead of a +1. So we're going to go from 3 to 5 by playing that, and then there's nothing else we can do. We've exhausted all of our current charge, and then we're going to pass back over to Corey, and we're going to go to round 2.
Alright. Max core charge. Go 1.
So again, you'll see the reset phase there. We skipped the beginning of turn abilities because nobody has one. He's going to set his charge, which he did. Then you can reset any cards that you've depleted, aka used and tapped out. And then we move into the draw and void portion of the draw phase.
I'll spend 3 to play Dante's Inferno Mark II.
Okay, so that's a special weapon. That's called an auxiliary weapon. It's essentially like a support weapon for most decks. It kind of enables the playstyle that you're looking for. They're very interchangeable. So this one's got a play cost of 3, it attacks for 2, but it has a counterattack called Feedback Loop, which increases all the ability costs for me if he uses it as a counterattack ability. The main thing for him though is when that's equipped, he can apply 2 stacks of Short Circuit, which is another keyword. That Short Circuit keyword lets him essentially put damage over time effect on me, and if I don't clear it, I take 2 damage for every stack of Short Circuit at the end of my turn, every turn.
Alright, and then I will activate activate my core ability to give me +1 damage for all one-handed weapon attacks.
It's not all, but yeah, it's just a.
It says when you make an attack with a one-handed melee weapon, it would be all.
Sure, go for it.
Because I have 2 one-handed melee weapons.
You're not wrong.
So I'll swing for
I
3?
forgot we changed it. Alright,
Yep.
so it's first attack for 3 here. I have no core charge, so I can't trigger any of my counterattack abilities, which this is the only one I have. So we're going to go ahead and just take 3 damage directly into shields, drop down to 17.
3 more.
Yep, and he's got 2 plus the 1, so 3 more drops me down to 14 if I can math.
2.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had that. Pay me for 2 more. So I'm down to 12 just like that out of 20.
Pass turn.
Alright, so reset everything. We don't have any cards to reset, so we're good there. We're going to draw 1. Let's switch the camera. We're going to... What do we want to do here? I think those are both fine. I think we actually void this. Draw 1. That works out. Alright, so we've got 5 core charge to work with. Sure. We're gonna do the Mark II Greaves for 2. So 1, 2. That's gonna put us up 1 extra core charge. And then we're gonna play down our Mark I Gauntlets for 1. That's gonna bump us up 1 more. So next turn will be at 7. And then we're gonna play down our Mark II Beam of Despair for 2 more, which takes out all of our charge. And then this is going to deal 4 damage, right? So we're going to declare the attack here. It'll open up the on attack window. So if I had any charge, I could trigger this on attack ability here or this on attack ability here. I cannot though because I have no charge left. However, no, that doesn't do that. This one. The pilot ability here says when attacking with a 2-handed ranged weapon, add 1 damage to the attack. So all we have to do is trigger that during our main phase. So we just tap it out. It's essentially free. We can also play a support card. We're not going to. So that's going, or sorry, you don't have to tap it out for the passive. It's essentially a passive. You would have to tap it out for the active main ability. So we'll declare the attack. We're not doing any on attacks. So then we'll just tap the card out. It's doing 4 plus the 1 from our pilot here for 5 total damage to a shield. And then we'll pass with no charge up.
Alright. Draw turn. Void 1.
Go back to the full overhead camera for people.
I am fairly positive that my deck was not shuffled.
I thought you sat there and shuffled it like 12 times.
I did. I've still drawn 3 copies of 2 cards already.
Holy smokes. Change the camera angle. Is this one better for everybody? Do you like this more? For the full overhead?
I think I have to play Maintenance Hanger
Oof,
and
okay.
pay the extra 1. Put me back at 19, go to 5 core charge.
Gotcha. So this is a support
And
card. Pays 3 for it. He triggers the extra 1 to regenerate 4 shield. And it also gives him +1 max core charge, so he's up to 5.
And then swing for 2, 4, 6.
Yep, so down to 6 shield since I have no core charge, and then he's going to pass back over to me, I assume. Alright, so we'll reset everything. We'll draw our 1. We're going to void that. Draw 1 more. Cool, cool. So now we're at 7. We can do this. We can do this. Got a couple options. I think. Yeah, I think we do this. Okay. So sequencing is pretty important in the game. If he had core charge open, he could possibly do like a counterplay on us for some sort, which this on reveal lockout could. It is essentially like a pseudo trap card. He could play it face down, and he can reveal it and pay 1 and lock out one of our weapons. So you have to be aware of those type of things while you're playing the game. Once you kind of get a flow for it, you'll understand more, and you might even see some in this match. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna pay 5 for Javelin of Faith. It's a 5 cost, 5 damage auxiliary weapon. Has the ability Firewall on it. So we're gonna drop down to 2. Then we're gonna go ahead and are we? Yeah, that's what I want to do. We're gonna declare attack with our Beam of Despair. We're gonna move into our on attack window. We're going to trigger the on attack ability Power Burst 2 on this to bump that damage to 6. Cost us 1, and then we're also going to trigger Short Circuit. You can trigger multiple on attack abilities as long as they're not the same on attack ability. We'll pay 1 to trigger Short Circuit as well, which drops us to 0, and is going to put one of these fancy little tokens over here on his core card. It just sits there as a reminder that he's going to take 2 damage at the end of his turn. So we're doing 4 damage base plus 2, plus our pilot ability for 7 total damage into his shields. So now we could either pass, or we can tap our pilot here, which we're going to do, and use the active main ability to play a support card of 2 cost or less without paying its core charge cost. And we're going to play Deep Fried. Deep Fried on play. If an opponent has a stack of Short Circuit applied to them, you may apply a second stack for free. So we're going to put a second stack of Short Circuit on top of him. And then we will pass over to him for start of turn 4. With 0 charge. Oh yeah, I forgot to attack with that. That's on me. Don't forget to attack, everybody. It's important. It's 5 damage that I'm just leaving on the table because I am talking and distracted.
I took it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. You didn't have to do that.
It's fine. It's fine.
So you can see, like, the pacing of the game is rather quick, especially when you have a pretty good idea of what you're doing and know the cards. It's even faster in real life, I will say, in comparison to Tabletop Simulator. My nose just like squealed. Does anybody have any questions at all about gameplay or anything? I feel like nobody's listening. They just have it on in the background. Was the music very loud when you were hopped on there for a minute?
I don't think it was too bad.
Alright, that's good. Set at like almost negative 40 decibels. Good game, would recommend. That's not a question, that's a declarative statement, my friend.
I just want you to know that if you beat me, I'm 1 core charge away from killing you this turn.
Oh, that makes me feel super great. So what you're saying is, by George, if you could have hit at least 1 equipment card other than the Greaves and
I hit 3 of the same Mark II Greaves.
Oh my gosh. Missed the beginning of the stream. Was there any word when the demo deck should go out? Actually, I didn't talk about that. That is the one thing I missed. So demo decks went into production today, apparently. They're slated for what they're claiming delivery between the 19th and the 21st is what they're saying. So hopefully they get here on the 19th to the 20th and I can get stuff shipped up and or packed up and shipped out because we're gone to Gamma the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So if they don't get to me Thursday, it's probably not going to be until the following week that I can get those shipped out. Dude, I welcome anyone to try to break the game, like truly.
Sorry, I'm just checking all my cards real fast.
No, you're fine.
Guess I'm gonna use this to draw one.
Uh-oh. He's digging.
And then I will swing for 4.
Okay. So he's gonna put me at 2 core, or 2 shield. That way he doesn't pop my shield and allow me to go get my bigger weapon, essentially. Don't forget to take your 4 damage from short circuits.
Yeah. I was just making sure I was done, but I am.
Oh, you're good. Okay. So, untap everything. I think I said it in the Discord. I got some friends that were definitely like this game is cool. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Having friends that play the same games is awesome. So, we'll reset everything, put our current to our max, draw 1. We're going to discard for void 1, draw 1 more. That could have actually been a freaking terrible thing that I just did, and I got lucky. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so this is gonna get weird, isn't it? Yeah.
No, you easily win.
Well, yeah, it's just a weird way to do it.
Not really.
I want to do it the fun way. So we're gonna trigger Siphon's active main for 1, or Deep Fried's active main for 1. So we'll pay 1. We can Siphon up to 2 shield, and it adds that much damage to an attack for this turn. So we're gonna actively take away those 2 shield. We're going to give this weapon slot plus 2 damage for the turn, and since we're at 0 shields now, we can go ahead and do our overclock, right? So if shields are 0 or you play a Mark 4 card, it allows this. So we're going to overclock. On overclock, we can search our deck or void for tuning a ranged weapon and equip it. We're going to go search our deck. Dun, 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 dun. And we're going to go find a really cool card that I can't find. I found it. Ta-da! So after you search your deck, when you do the overclock, you're going to shuffle. And then this is the Mark IV Heaven's Gaze. 8 damage base. So what's going to happen here is this card has an on-scrap effect, plus 1 current charge. So this card goes to the scrap because I'm playing a new one. This card goes on top. I gain that 1 core charge back. This plus 2 damage from the Siphon effect is going to stay. And then he's got 3 shield, 10 life. Yeah. So we're going to... Or this already has Siphon on it, but that doesn't really matter. We're going to declare the attack here. We're going to pay the 1 for the on-attack ability for Shockwave. Shockwave lets you... I'll pull this card out so you can see. Shockwave says your current attack deals any excess damage to a shield to that opponent's life. So it's standard play-wise. If I were to attack with this card for 8, 9, 10, 11 damage because of this pilot, it would literally just blow his shield up here. It would just put him to 0 shields. Unless you have Shockwave activated. So we're declaring the attack. We are activating Shockwave. We have the plus 2 damage, we have the plus 1 damage, and then we're going to go over here. We're going to grab not Short Circuit. Holy crap, I thought we had something else. No, we don't. So that's fine. So we're going to do 10, 11 damage into his shield and life totals. So he's got 3 life left. He's got 2 stacks of Short Circuit. We can then come over here and we can pay 1 to trigger our active main that says trigger every stack of Short Circuit on an opponent. So we'll tap that. We'll pay 1. It's going to pop both stacks for 4 damage. Boom. He's dead. He almost got me. That's it. That's the game. Like, it was what, 15, 20 minutes?
Something like that.
Oof. You want to play another one? Is that what you're resetting? Huh?
That is up to you.
No, it's up to you, man. You're the one that can't stay up super late, or don't want to.
I got time for one more.
Alright, we'll play one more. If I can grab the token. Holy cannoli. So, typically the game is played best of 3. I probably didn't say that. I probably should have said that. That's the preferred method of play, I would say. Just because I feel it gives you the best equal opportunity chances for everyone involved. So since he won, or since I won, he gets to choose if he wants to go first or second this time.
Why did I?
And yes, he does have to choose whether he goes first or second before he sees his opening hand. Another one in the most DJ Khaled voice I can do.
I think with the extra core charge, it almost makes going second better.
Depends, right? It just depends on what you get.
I don't even know if it depends. I'll go second.
Okay. So
Why
you
not?
can go
I haven't gone second since the new changes.
Nope, that's fine. So you go second, so I'm going to draw 5. I will declare if I'm getting rid of anything. I'm getting rid of 3 cards. Pretty quick on that one. So we'll put those in. Reshuffle. Holy cannoli.
I'll get rid of 3.
I feel like TTS just doesn't do well shuffling. Like, period.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like
'Cause
there's
I saw 3 Mark II auxiliary weapons last game, and all 3 Mark II Greaves.
yeah, which is absurd.
And I only got through to like 35 cards.
Yeah, I was at 30. Yeah. I like going first for free equipment setup. No, that makes sense. Alright, you ready to go? Alright, reset the round counter. Don't forget to reset your life and shield totals real quick. We're not going to draw, but we are going to void. So we're going to void this. Draw 1. Yeah, okay. Pay 2 for the Mark II Griffin Visor. So we'll go up 1 core charge to 4 max for next turn, and then we will pass.
Alright, draw 1. Maybe. Didn't want to. Alright, and then... Void 1.
Alright.
Then I'm going to power move all 4 for Greaves Mark III.
Oof. Makes sense. Alright. Over to me. Draw. Oh boy. I don't know if I want to. Dang. I think I have to. Avoid this. Draw 1. It's partially helpful, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna pay 2. Oops, I forgot to reset this. We're gonna pay 2 to upgrade. We see his health at 101. That would be funny. That would never win. I'm gonna pay 2 to upgrade our main weapon here to the Heaven's Gaze Mark II. And then we're gonna pay 2 more to get our second attack on the board for Javelin of Faith here. So then we have no core charge left. He has no core charge. We can't trigger any on attack stuff. So we're just gonna swing in for 4 plus our pilot's 1 that it gives him. So 5 total damage there, plus another 3 for 8 damage into shield. And then we'll pass over. I almost said pass away.
Void one.
You're just not having luck with the draws tonight, are you?
Not really. I'll spend 2. Upgrade that.
Yep. This is a really good one, by the way. These Mark III Greaves, they're so good. The data storm ability is beautiful.
Yeah. If you can end up with core charge.
Yeah. So we got 7 people in here.
Decisions.
Well, interesting.
Yeah, I think I just swing for 4.
Sure.
Nope, but that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So I'm gonna take 4. You're gonna leave 3 open? I don't like where this is going. Alright. Round 3, start. Draw 1. Untap. Reset. Absolutely getting rid of that card. Draw 1. Okay. I can deal with that. Sure. This be a weird ass spot, right? Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna pay 1, attach Overwhelm to our gauntlets. So Overwhelm on reveal lets me draw 1, so we'll draw. And then it also has Shockwave and Power Burst baked in, which doesn't really matter at this point in time, honestly. We're going to go ahead and declare attack here with Heaven's Gaze. I'm not going to activate the on attack here, but we are going to activate the on attacks on these. Well, just this one really, for the Power Burst 1. And since we're triggering that on attack for 1, it's going to tap out both of these slots because they're connected. They're essentially 1 card now. So we're doing 4 damage, plus doing a short circuit, plus the 1 damage here. So 5 damage into his shields, and he gets a stack of short circuit. And then we're actually going to tap our pilot and play a support card of 2 cost or less. We're going to play down Deep Fried and give him another stack of short circuit. Don't actually put them on top of each other. There. And then we're just going to ping for 3 more damage. Leaving 2 shield up. Or 2
I'll
shield.
counterattack with Overshield.
No. So essentially, he's going to tap that out for 2. Reduce damage by 3, so this is not going to do any damage to his shields. And then I'll pass over to you. So when the on attack window closes after you've used all your on attack abilities, that window closes. The counter attack window for your opponent opens up and allows them to pick 1 counter attack ability for each attack that you declare. So they can trigger up to 3 in a turn, technically, if they can pay for it. Obviously, you let the first one go through. He did the second one. Chose to reduce the damage by 3 with Overshield 3.
At the beginning of my turn, I will pay 1 to get 2 extra core charge.
Yep. Plus 2 max core charge for the turn. So you take 2 damage, and then I discard a card. So
Sure.
let me pick a card.
Pick a card, any card.
When activating multiple effects, can you activate multiple in one slot before depletion, or you must choose one? So you have to choose one effect in that slot, because once you select it, it taps out that slot.
I'll void 1.
No, not you. You have to pick one of my cards, and I discard it.
Oh, I thought you got to pick.
No, it just says. It says an opponent discards 1 card, but I don't know. I guess I
Right.
assumed that. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. I'll pick one.
You get to pick.
Yeah, that is the way.
Based on the wording, you pick. Yeah.
Read the card, Ryan.
That's the first time I've used it, so.
Fudge. I'll get rid of that, I guess. That kind of sucks. So if you look at the attack subphase, attacks declared, you can trigger any on-attack abilities. A card that are in active mode, and then if you actually go... Oh, if I can find it. I probably passed it. Yep, here. So, active and depleted cards are played vertically in active mode when an ability or on them is triggered, or when they are used to attack. If that action successfully resolves every card in their slot, including configurations, are turned horizontally, even if they've been depleted. So, when you kind of compare or combine the two, right? So the attack is declared, it's not completed for your weapon. So that's why the weapon stays up. When you pay to trigger an on-attack ability, that ability is technically fully resolved. It goes into essentially a stack, right? So since that happens, that card then gets depleted. But that's why your weapons don't tap out until you either pay for the on-attack ability on them, or you get past the counter-attack ability here where it says deplete the weapon slot. Oh, my throat is so dry. Ugh.
I played a shield drone.
Oh, I didn't see that. My bad.
Yep.
So shield drone lets him do system reboot and regenerate 2. So he gets rid of all those stacks of short circuit I put on him, and he gets to put 2 shield back in. That's not good for me.
I'm gonna pay 5 for Dante's Inferno Mark 3.
Yeah. Huh.
Alright, and then I will swing for 2.
Okay, I'll take that.
Swing for another 2.
God. I feel like this is a super bait, but it's okay. I'll pay the 2 to block at for the overshield 3.
Okay, I'll swing for 4.
I wasn't sure if you were going to swing with it or if you were going to leave it up, since the ability only costs 1.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wow.
Drop down to 10.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Um,
Turn 4. Oop. Reset it. Avoid that. Wow. He's stuck at 4, huh? Okay.
Feels bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's not great. We're gonna pay 4. We're gonna play down Heaven's Gaze, which puts this in the scrap, so we'll get +1 charge back for the on scrap ability there. And then we'll declare attack here, and then we'll trigger short circuit for 1. So there'll be 7 damage coming in with a short circuit. Oh, duh, that was stupid. I thought you regen 2, and we're 9.
Nope.
Well, now you get to see what a clapback looks like, guys, because I'm not paying attention. And then we'll swing for 3, obviously, with Javelin of Faith, before I forget. And we'll pass, and probably gonna die. Because I have no charge open. Yeah. It's probably gonna get real bad for me.
You do have no charge open, huh?
Correct.
I guess I'll use my on beginning of turn Data Storm.
Yep.
Take 2, go to 8, draw my 1.
Data Storm is so cool. It's probably one of my favorite abilities in the game.
I will avoid 1. And then I will
I do not have enough shields.
restand everything.
Just wait. And I only know that I don't have enough shields because I played this game long enough and developed it, so I know what the math is about to be.
I will overclock.
Yep.
What's it called? Do you know?
I believe it is the Shard of Destruction.
Searching doesn't work anyways, I lied.
Oh yeah, I forgot it doesn't work on here. I don't know why. They have, when they're imported, they have a name to their image file. It's weird.
Okay, I think I found it.
Yeah, you did. So it doesn't look super threatening at the time, right? Yeah. Come over here and look at this. He gets just a flat +2 damage to all of his
For
attacks.
each one-handed attack, yeah.
Yeah. So that puts him at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he can instantly burst through my shields. Now even more, because he's got Quantum Blow. So if he has a card that gives him Shockwave, I'm pretty much guaranteed dead.
I think I'm just gonna spend 5 and orbital the
Or do that. This card is the bane of my existence. So pay 5 on play, just does 6 damage to your shields, right? Yeah. And I can't do anything against it. So I'm down to 4.
Right, and then I'll swing for 6.
Yeah, it pops shields.
Oh, I should have swung for 4 first, but it's fine.
Do it. Show the people the right way.
Yeah, so you should have swung for 4 because he can't do anything about it.
Yep.
And that still pops his shields.
Yep. So it's going to pop my shields. I'm going to make the executive decision to try not to die and see what happens. And I'm going to overclock, and I'm going to go get my Mark IV card out of my trash. My void.
I guess that gives you 2 core charge back, even on your not turn.
Correct. So this does +2 current charge, so I'm going to get 2 back. It will come into play in the same state that the other card was in. So it will be tapped out still. Now, it doesn't really matter because I don't have any shield.
Right.
So,
I was like, you don't have any defensive abilities up.
Yeah, I needed 1 more for cloaking, and then I would have been safe. So if I had 1 extra core charge, I could trigger cloaking, which would essentially ignore one of his entire attacks. But I don't. So I'm dead.
Right, because that's 7 and 13.
Yeah. Splat. I was 1 core charge short.
How's it feel, buddy?
It doesn't feel great.
Because
Makes
I
me-
was also 1 core charge short.
It makes me
Last
very
turn.
sad
Last
that I discarded this card earlier in the game and didn't just use it for the plus core charge like I should have.
That's, yeah, when you get stuck at 4 core charge, it's rough.
Yeah. I'm sure my next card is probably... Nope, this wasn't an equipment card. Weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting to like the 5-6
3,
mark is crucial.
4, 5, 6? No way. That's wild. Dude, these decks shuffle so terrible on TTS. That's insane. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's
Alright.
why I keep telling you, we need full sets.
If anybody else has any more questions, we've got like 4 minutes here before I log off. And that will have given us a 2-hour stream, which is crazy for me. Any final questions or anything anybody wants to see? Just chatting real quick. I guess I can show you some of the other sample cards, right? Real quick for everybody that's stuck around. So you've got Romulus Arnok here. Kind of see the selective hollowing that we did. I don't know, it says 7 on mine. Oh, it's 2 on it's 2 on Twitch and 5 over on YouTube, that's why. Yeah, buddy. So then there's this bad boy. So this is the Cerberus core, which, for whatever reason, is not showing up well. They're coming. There's Basilisk. I know, right? Show these off when we dip. There's the Tiamat. I kind of miss the flavor names, I'm not gonna lie. I think I showed this already. Oh, that light is brutal. Just absolutely. Yeah, like... Oh, I know. I just miss being able to say I'm gonna activate Almighty Push. That's what I really miss. Alright, well, if nobody else has any other questions or anything for us, we are going to head out. But yes, Pocket Orbital Strike hurts me in all the places that no one wants their orbital devastation. Hurts me in all the places that no one ever wants to be hurt in. Because it seems like every time I lose a match, it's because of this damn card. Like, I hate it and I love it. Yeah, it is. It's this game is slightly a math problem, but also, like, I don't know. There's definitely ways to play around stuff and be smart about it. It's just how aggressive do you want to be? Yeah, thank you everybody for hopping in. If you're still in here and you did not put your Discord name in the chat already, please put it in the chat real quick. That way I can get a hold of everyone that joined in, and I can send you guys one of the cards out of my little goodie box here. I'll just be picking them at random, so got like another minute here. Put your stuff in the chat, and I'll reach out to you on Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, what are you doing? Get in the Discord. I don't know if Dust will tell you. You know, probably. That'd be like a smart thing to do, but we're not. I'm not smart over here. What are you talking about? I'm sleepy. Hey, we both won one. Come on now. Yeah, me too. Probably not wrong. Yeah. And we did play some matches with prior customization where we changed a bunch of stuff. Yeah. We're on the right track. Alright, well, links there for the Discord. If you joined in and you weren't in the Discord and you do join the Discord, just let me know. Greetings, how can I get your cards if I'm from Mexico? Midnight, we will have shipping to Mexico during our Kickstarter. So if you back the game on Kickstarter, you will get your product. We will fulfill it and ship to Mexico. You'll pay international shipping rates unless we can find a qualified fulfillment partner in Mexico. I've got to look into that because I have a feeling that there's going to be quite a few people from Mexico that are going to prefer having a fulfillment partner in Mexico. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me. It's awesome. I really appreciate the support. Like I said, we've got an artist, Kundu, who is both a artist and graphic designer from Mexico. He's a proud Mexican. He does great work for us. He's a fantastic guy. Can't recommend him enough for anyone looking for an artist or graphic designer. And yeah, we're going to work with him and try to use some of his contacts to get a distribution fulfillment partner for Mexico. Yep. All right. We are heading out. It's 9:02. I'm ready to eat my dinner finally and then probably go to bed. I'm not going to lie. Thanks for joining, everybody. And we will catch you all on the next one. So keep an eye out, and we'll have announcements coming up soon for more goodies, more giveaways. See ya.